I went to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 2 p.m. So that is 6 hours of sleep. Started this workout at 3 p.m. Last time I ate was at 3 o'clock in the morning. And now I'm starting this workout at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's 12 hours without food. I'm lethargic. I'm not energetic. Just feel flat. The reason why all of these things are happening is because, last night I did a night shift. And being a nurse, these night shifts pop up all the time. So there are basically planned, if you will, moments in my life, in my training life, where I just have like a lot of struggle to kind of get going. Basically, nothing has gone my way for this workout to be a success. On top of all of that is extreme discomfort through my hamstrings. It's been 2 sessions. This is the third since I've started doing good mornings. Yesterday was the 48-hour mark. And now literally I feel somebody's taken a bat to the hamstrings and smashed them. On light touch, I feel pain. You saw me, like at the start of this video, you would have seen very, very poor hamstring mobility, largely due to tightness and pain. So I was really skeptical that I was going to be able to do anything today. These good mornings are by far, for me, the most brutal hamstring killers that exist in the exercise world. The fact that your legs are pretty much straight, dead straight, and you're bending at the hip only puts a lot of stretch on those hamstrings, and reversing that motion at the bottom portion, at the end portion of the hamstring range of motion, and reversing that kind of motion to go back up is a lot of trauma to the hamstring, because you have a state where you are fully elongated in the hamstrings and you're asking that muscle in that moment to contract. Having all of that said, there was no way in hell I was going to miss this session. A lot of you guys always say to me, there's no value in these sessions. To me, most value comes from these sessions, because discipline is a muscle, your work ethic is a muscle, your will is a muscle that all needs to be trained. What makes champions is not physicality, it's the mentality. If you can train your mind to overcome these days, everything's going to come easy, man. There is no negotiation with my will, with my ego. My body knows today is going to be a work day. I try to kind of move through these good mornings and I try to kind of warm them up. And I think now you can see that the range of motion has improved somewhat. But still, I'm not feeling good at all. Even after the hamstring kind of warmed up a little bit, still not feeling up for it. But I get motivated to do these days, even though I know they're going to be shitty days. Today's session lasted an hour. Very, very slow moving day today. Can't get going. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling hungry. And sore. So nothing's really gone my way. But I just want to basically share this video with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys out there have similar days. We're all human. And I think this message is not portrayed enough in the community these days, where nothing happens. It's just literally ticking a box. It's not for the body. It's not for anything. It's purely for the mind. Now, I also like to say that there is some positive in the body. I did warm up. I did a warm up for the hamstrings, and my hamstrings got more blood than they would have gotten if I sat on the couch or if I laid in bed. I could have easily just stayed in bed all day today, gotten up, had some food, went back to bed, and then head into another night shift tonight. I could have easily done that. I think that's the normal. But for me, what I did instead is I got up, basically washed my face and headed into the garage, and I started working on the hamstrings. That brought blood to it, and that kind of made me feel a little bit better. So right now I feel a lot better than I did when I woke up. When I woke up, I couldn't sit up in bed because the hamstrings are so tight. I couldn't sit up with straight legs in the bed, even with rounding my spine. Right now, I can freely move and I feel mobile. I feel lubricated, if you will. Just feel good. Even these squats right now, like there's no way in hell I could have done that without doing the good mornings. No way. Just, I know a lot of you guys know that the hamstring is not all that active in the squat. A lot of people believe that it's not a primary mover. To me, that doesn't really make sense because a large portion of the squat is hip extension. If you surgically remove somebody's hamstrings from the human body, I think you would just topple over. You rely on some sort of contraction from the hamstring. And I know for a fact, when my hamstrings are really, really tight, like I said in yesterday's video, if I can't reach down and touch my toes before squatting, I know for a fact that I can't get into squatting positions. You take what you want out of that. I don't care who says what out of that. I don't care what the research paper you tell me. Anecdotally, I know when my hamstrings feel tight, I can't squat. Now, we all squat in different kind of ways. Some people basically do a split stance and have 5 meters between their feet, full-on sumo squat type thing, west side. Maybe in that squat position, you don't really need length in the hamstring. But if you've got a narrow, foot placement and you're going ATG, I feel without hamstring mobility, you're pretty much screwed. You won't be able to get depth and you're going to round your back and you're going to have hell of a butt wink. That's my experience. So I know for a fact that hamstrings are very important. So it's in your best interest to pay attention to your hamstrings every day. They don't have to be like what I'm feeling right today, sore as hell. Soreness basically tells me that I did too much for what my body's capable of doing. That's all soreness means to me. It doesn't show, that's a really good workout. I don't think that. I just think there's a deficiency in my hamstring. I need to work on it. That's all that means. It doesn't mean great workout, Ivan. Tomorrow, kill it again. It's not like that. My body's not my enemy. My body is my ally, and I'm trying to get a job done. That's where I stand with that. So I think there's a lot of value, both mentally, spiritually, to do these days, and also think there's also physically benefits. Even though I'm not hitting a PR, I'm not doing anything major. I'm adding volume. I'm revisiting the skill. The nerves are like, I know what's up. Ivan wants to squat. Let's get into position, fellas. Let's set up all these nerves and neural firings in the perfect sequence so we can squat. That's what I want to tell my body every single day. And especially when you're feeling crap, when you're feeling so sore, add a bit of motion in there. Obviously, don't load like a numbskull and snap freaking muscle fiber. Don't do that. Go through the motions. This empty barbell is not heavy work. But just going into an active stretch like that when I'm contracting the muscle in that end range of motion is really beneficial. I only did 5 sets of 20 today, whereas previous days I've done 10 sets of 20 plus some at the end of squatting. So just auto-regulate that. Make it work for you. Don't be just so fixated on numbers before the training session. Warm up and see where you're at. The other thing I did today, man, was tempo squats. I did them yesterday. I did them today. Love them. Check this one out. Just when I pass parallel, I have a hard time controlling the downward motion. I feel like that's where I work the most. Klokov, Dmitry Klokov, the weightlifter, I heard him talk about this a few days ago and inspired me to do this. He said static strength is very, very important. Slow that stuff down. This is 160, and you can see that once I get around to about parallel, there's a bit of an acceleration in the downward motion. That's because the strength curve changes. There's more force required. See that? There's more force required in different parts of the motion. Here, I had to have a look at the video to see 160 how it moved. And I said to my cameraman, let's load 180. I know this was going to be a fight. I think I said in the video, this is going to be war. And the war is mostly going to be on the down portion, like around that parallel. Ended up being a bit of a struggle to get it up as well. Maybe I should have done 170 here, but anyway. Let's see how this went. Looks so much better on camera. So much better on camera. All right, guys. Another day, another struggle, but another step closer to my goal. That's what it's about. Fight even on your bad days. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.